Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Joelle Simone Anthony. I am also known as the Grave Woman, and if this is your first time here, I want to ask that you please hit the subscription button as well as the notifications bell so that you can be updated anytime I upload a new video. So in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about the spiritual aspect of funeral service. A lot of times we focus so much on the theoretical or the practice of funeral service that we forget that this is a sacred work. And by sacred, I mean that this is something very special and something very spiritual. And I received a question recently that really has sent me into a lot of thought and has made me do a lot of reflection about what it is that I believe about the deceased. And the question comes from Jermaine Dingle. Jermaine Dingle. And you ask, do you think the human spirit knows they're dead? And when I first got into funeral service, this is something that I thought about a lot. This is something I would ponder. This is something I would be conscious and aware of while I was working with and touching the deceased. I would always wonder, does this person know that they're deceased and that they're no longer with us? And of course, like with many things, when you get busy and you get comfortable doing something, your mind doesn't ponder and wonder as much. So first and foremost, Jermaine, I want to thank you for challenging me to step back in that place of wonder and mysticism as far as funeral service is concerned. I'm a very deeply spiritual person, but a lot of times when working with the deceased and working in the funeral home, it's necessary to take a step back from my own personal beliefs to be a vessel that allows the work to happen in the best way possible for the family and the decedent that I'm serving. And by vessel, I don't mean like I'm opening up myself to ghosts and spirits and all that type of thing. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that sometimes in order to best serve the group or the company or whoever it is that I'm serving, I have to operate within my beliefs while also being open to serving the needs of the people that I'm working with. So to get back to the point that I'm talking about, to answer your question, do I believe that the deceased know that they're dead? Honestly, I don't know. And I say that because I don't know. To my knowledge, I've never died, and I've never been the deceased, and I've never been the person who's on the table or who's in the hearse or who is being cremated. My personal belief is that our consciousness in some way or form is removed from this earthly vessel and sent out somewhere. Where that place is, I don't know. It could be heaven, it could be hell if you believe that, it could be another dimension, it could be another planet, another realm. I don't know. I try not to have a strict belief about where that is, because the truth is I don't think any of us know. But what I do know is that when the deceased and their family is entrusted into my care, it is my job to prepare them in the best way possible to give them back to their family, as well as to really do my best to serve and meet the needs of the family as far as celebrating the life and the essence of the individual who has passed away. Now, a little bit more on the spiritual tip, I get a lot of questions about whether I've had ghost or paranormal experiences. And the answer to that question is yes, I've had some experiences that have been a little bit different and that are unexplainable. However, I've not had any bad experiences where I've felt like I've been in danger, or where someone is trying to hurt me, or some energy is trying to hurt me. And I honestly believe... Love! Love, come here! I honestly believe that in order to do this work, you have to have a covering and a certain amount of grace in order to deal with the deceased and to work with their families and to deal with the grieving and to just deal with death in general, whether you recognize that covering or that grace or not. I believe that this assignment on earth and this assignment in this realm is given with a level of grace and a level of covering. And because of that grace and covering, I believe that I am capable of doing this work. Another question that I received that kind of goes along with this is, how do I remain mentally fit? And you can learn more about that. I'd go really, really deep into that in a video that I did a while ago that I'll post in the somewhere up here. But a part of that covering is the fact that some things, I don't want to say that they don't bother me, they just don't have the same effect on me as they would with someone who doesn't have that covering. I don't have the covering to work with children or to be in a classroom teaching a group of small children. I think I would lose my mind in that environment. So staying mentally fit, it involves a lot of self-care. It involves a lot of positive affirmation, a lot of prayer, a lot of travel, a lot of relaxation, and a lot of self-awareness. And at one point, it involved a lot of tapping into mental health resources to manage stress and learn how to set boundaries that were not only healthy for me, but also for those that I serve, whether it be family, friends, or anyone that I come in contact with. So I want to thank you both. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me talk about this video. I kind of just wanted to have like an open conversation and answer the questions that you guys sent in without really, not that I do scripts, but without really thinking too much about them. I wanted to be more natural in my answers because I felt like this video needed more of a flow instead of a theoretical answer. So thank you for your patience in listening to me. I hope this answers the questions that you submitted. If you guys have any more questions about anything spiritual as it pertains to death care or the sacredness of death care, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below or send them directly to my email at thegravewoman@gmail.com. I love to talk about anything spiritual and the spiritual and metaphysical aspect of what it is that we do in death care. So this is a conversation I can have all day long, every day. I'd also like to know what you think. What are your beliefs? Do you believe that the deceased know that they're dead? Do you think that this line of work or your particular line of work comes with a covering or a level of grace that allows you to do something that maybe someone else would not be able to do? And I just want to know what you think. I think it's so funny when people say, how do you do that job? When I'm thinking, how are you a school teacher? How are you an attorney? How are you a florist? Like, these things would drive me crazy. How are you an accountant? How do you sit down and just crunch numbers for hours? Those things drive me crazy. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Joelle Simone Anthony. I'm also known as the Grave Woman. If you have any more questions, like I said, leave them in the comment section below or send them to my email directly. Thank you for watching. Live life, love hard, and I'll talk to you later.